your upcoming visit here to Iceland has already sparked some strong reactions, and I have to admit, I was quite taken aback when I read an article by an Icelandic journalist who described you as a controversial academic, because I've been following you for many years, and I was just like, what is he? I just didn't agree with that. And brace yourself, he said, the worst Zionist on the internet. And just for fun, I would like to go over some of the main points from that article with you and get your response to it. The article said, verbatim, it says, one of the ideas for which Saad is best known and which figures like Elon Musk have adopted is the notion that compassion for others is destroying the West. This concept, which he calls suicidal empathy or pathological altruism, suggests that society begins to decay and collapse when showing empathy and tolerance becomes more important than safeguarding one's own interests and ensuring survival. These ideas have started to exert direct influence in the United States through individuals like Elon Musk, who has the ear of the president, Donald Trump, for example, in the form of calls to dismantle U.S. foreign aid programs. Dr. Saad also has made headlines for a number of controversial remarks. He has, for instance, referred to the former U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris as a disgrace and a brainless communist. He has expressed contentious views on topics including women, transgender people, and Muslims. What do you say about these remarks from this Icelandic journalist who is welcoming you to Iceland?
Yes, what a welcome. Well, the suicidal empathy I've already spoken about.
Did, yeah.
Empathy is beautiful and it's a noble virtue when it is applied properly, right? So, for example, there is a Norwegian man who about 10 years ago was sodomized and raped by a Somali immigrant. After the Somali immigrant had served a short sentence, I don't know, 3-4 years, which is not much for a rape, but he was going to be deported, the really, really empathetic and kind and compassionate victim of the sodomy felt very guilty that now he was going to not have a good life in Somalia. Well, I'm here to tell you and to tell all Icelandic people that our emotional system did not evolve to be empathetic toward our rapist. That's what I mean by suicidal empathy. So that journalist in question is void of a brain. Empathy is good. Suicidal empathy is bad. That should be easy to understand for the average 3-day-old puppy. So that's number one. Number two, do I think that Kamala Harris is a lobotomized communist? Well, she has repeatedly said that we need to create a culture where we all end up at the same place, right? Therefore, equality of outcomes. Well, that is a central feature of communism. We will all be equally miserable while we wait in the long breadline, right? As E.O. Wilson famously said, he was a biologist who studied social ants. When he was asked about how good communism is, he said, great idea, wrong species, meaning that ants are communistic, humans are not. So she is someone who has espoused communistic ideas. You just have to look up her speeches. And she is lobotomized in that she is unable to complete a single sentence that has any meaning. She's a complete imbecile. Now, that's a fact, right? If I were to administer to her an IQ test, I don't think she would score the way Einstein does.
I agree.
Correct?
I agree.
So that's that. What was the other one he said? Oh, comments that he's made about women.
Yeah.
I'd like to see which comments he makes, because I'm willing to bet that Monday morning when I wake up, I have defended more women's rights on that Monday morning than this idiot will in his entire life. I defend the right of women to be free of sexual attacks in the Middle East. I defend the rights of women to not have to share showers with biological men. I defend the right of women to not lose medals to biological men. So I will put up my schedule as a defender of women against this idiot any day of the week. When it comes to Muslims, I have nothing but love for individuals, right? I know more Muslims and I'm friends with more Muslims than this journalist will ever meet in his entire useless life.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that Islam is compatible with Icelandic values, right? Iceland has certain values that it's proud of. Now, I would be happy to sit with him and debate whether the foundational values of Islam are compatible or antithetical to Icelandic values. Set it up. I'd be happy to debate him. So criticizing specific tenets of Islam is perfectly different than hating individual Muslims. I am very good friends with imams, right? Islamic, equivalent of priests. So certainly they wouldn't be friends with me if they thought, I was bigoted against individual Muslims. I attack ideas. I never attack individuals. So this idiot needs to go and find his brain, and then we can talk.